Hi, I'm Amanda and I should probably be reading, but today we're going to play a little game. So for this video, my husband and I thought we would team up. He has his own channel over at Traven's Tomes. Be sure to check him out. And we decided we would play a book game of Connections. Now, Connections is one of the New York Times word games like Wordle. Wordle's the most popular one, but Connections is my favorite. And it looks like this. You have 16 words in this case, and you're trying to identify groups of 4 within the 16 choices. There have to be 4 separate groups, so even if you think you find a group that's connected, if it doesn't allow for the other groups to be created, it's not right. So you have to kind of figure out what groups have in common and what they don't have in common. It's really fun. I recommend it. It kind of gets your brain going. The difficulty goes from yellow to green to blue to purple. Purple being the most difficult and yellow being what they think is the easiest. So my husband and I thought we would team up and pick out a bunch of books to make our own book Connections games. I got this idea from Sierra and John over at And They Were Readers. They did this a while ago and I thought it was just amazing. I thought it was something that my husband and I could do. We'd have a lot of fun. And we came up with 2 rounds for each other. In this video, you will see me attempt to solve the 2 rounds that Traven made for me. And if you want to see the books I chose for Traven to solve, be sure to check out the video on his channel. I'll link it below, along with the inspiration video from John and Sierra at And They Were Readers. So without further ado, let the games begin.
All right, so this is my first spread for Amanda.
Behold our Connections board.
So we have Umbrella Academy.
Is it specific that it's volume 3? Maybe?
I'm not going to tell you, but okay. It is volume 3. We have Kaiju Battlefield Surgeon, Alice in Borderland, Akane Banashi, Kaiju Girl Caramelize, Kaiju number 8, Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands, the Kaiju Film, Last Call, Atomic Robo, Soulless, Liar Game, One Piece Volume 47.
Oh my god.
Dungeon Crawler Carl, and The Night Circus. So, what are initial thoughts? Anything that's popping out at you?
Initial thought is I need to read the back of this book.
Right, because you said, I know you've not read it.
No.
I did tell you that.
I remembered magic, and that was about it. Set in the gritty, dazzling underworld known as Las Vegas, Last Call tells the story of a one-eyed professional gambler. Oh, okay. Okay. Who discovers that he was not a big winner in a long-ago poker game and now must play for highest ever stakes. Okay. Well, I immediately think gambling.
Uh-huh.
Which this kind of has gambling. Has games.
Mm-hmm.
And so does this.
Okay.
There's kaiju in these. But there's 4. Okay. Let's do that one first because I feel like that's obvious.
Uh-huh.
I say Kaiju Battlefield Surgeon, Kaiju number 8, Kaiju Girl Caramelize, and the Kaiju Film.
Ding ding. Okay, that was the yellow. That was like the most obvious. Has the word kaiju in the title.
Okay.
So that is a match. Correct.
Hooray. All right. Now, I'm definitely thinking gambling is a thing, some type of game. Atomic Robo. And the Deadly Art of Science. Okay. Oh, okay. These both feel steampunky. Nope. One Piece 47?
I will tell you that has to be that specific volume. You don't have to read the back, though. You don't need to know what's going on.
Okay, so it's probably something on the cover. Let's try the thing I was thinking.
Okay.
So let's try the ones I know have games.
Okay.
So my guess is for a category of games or gambling, Kaiji, Last Call, Alice in Borderland, Liar Game.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah!
That is correct. That was actually my purple.
Oh, really?
Ranking. Well, because you hadn't read Last Call.
Yeah.
So I wasn't... So that one required you to actually know something about the books. I don't think either of the remaining 2 categories require you to know anything about the book.
Oh, really?
Yes. You can get it by looking at the cover in some way or form.
Okay. Okay, I've got Rumor holding a house.
Okay.
Which is a female main character.
Sure.
So a girl on cover, maybe. Akane is a girl.
Okay.
Atomic Robo is a robot, non-human character. Looks steampunky, which is what I thought was steampunky with Soulless, but I don't see any other steampunk ones. Emily Wilde, there are no people on the cover. But it does have a female main character.
Okay.
It is the only one that involves fairies, to my knowledge.
Okay.
Although these both involve magic.
Quite a number of crossovers you're noticing between these books.
Dungeon Crawler Carl is a lit RPG with a cat. There are not cats on the rest of these covers.
Again, you don't need to know anything about the books to get these correct. All you need to do is look at the covers. You don't need to know anything about them.
They're not all done by a guy named Matt. I noticed that this had like a black and white motif that kind of went along with this, but none of the others matched that.
Do you want me to give
These 2 have like poofy dresses.
Would you like...
These 3 feel like period pieces.
Okay.
And I guess Emily Wilde could be period piece as well. You know what? But you said I don't need to know anything. Because you can't tell this is a period piece by looking at the cover.
You can't. Do you want a hint?
No.
Okay, let me know if you do.
I don't have to know anything about them.
You have to know who the main character is.
Who do you consider the main character of Umbrella Academy?
Don't worry about it.
Who do you consider the main character of One Piece?
I mean,
Luffy?
Luffy's the main character of
Okay.
One Piece, but like...
Night Circus has 2 main characters.
Okay. I'll remind you have 2 categories left.
I know! That's the problem. I can't think of 2 categories these go into.
Okay.
This has flowers on the cover. None of the rest of them do.
Okay.
This has mushrooms and a compass. Oh, that would have been a sneaky one. That one has a clock. This one has a house.
I like where your mind's at.
These 3 are holding things.
Okay.
Luffy is kind of holding a sword.
I feel like if I gave you this hint, it would all fall apart. You'd get it almost immediately.
I'm sure it would. That's why it's boring. Okay. Is that correct?
Okay, and what do you feel like the category is?
Female main character?
That is.
Oh no.
That is not correct.
Okay. It's not even like. Is it one away?
This line right here.
This line
is not one away.
Okay. All right, give me the clue. I'm going to feel bad because you're not going to need clues for mine.
Okay, the reason why I had to have One Piece Volume 47 is because Perona's on the cover.
Perona is not the main character.
There's two categories. There are two categories.
Well, if the category is girl on cover, I've got 5 books that have girls on covers.
Okay.
So, what do Dungeon Crawler Carl, Emily Wilde, and Atomic Robo have in common? Based only on their covers.
Mm-hmm.
When I have to know nothing about them.
Uh-huh.
I'm having a hard time knowing nothing about them.
Uh-huh.
I mean, look at these 2 covers and tell me these have something in common.
Okay.
Oh. These have names.
Uh-huh.
His name is Robo?
Yeah, his name is Atomic Robo.
Names and titles.
Okay. Name of the protagonist. Name of the main character in the title.
Woman on cover.
No.
What? I don't care. I got it right. What is it?
All of them have umbrellas.
Where? Okay, here's one. This just says umbrella. Oh, that is tiny. That's not fair. And Perona has an umbrella. That was rude.
Would it have been better if I got the special editions that had the huge umbrella on the cover?
Yes, yes.
It says like Umbrella Academy with the huge umbrella.
Because I never noticed that until you said it.
Okay.
I never noticed that teeny tiny little umbrella.
I really thought that gambling would get you because you have to know what Last Call's about.
Well, but since you told me that I could do it by reading the back.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a poker chip in his eye.
That was the other thing. I was like, you could reasonably look at that, and like, if you look at the detail enough, you could probably extrapolate. But yeah, Kaiji is the other one that it's the main character's name.
Plus, I know what all the rest of these are about.
Okay.
So if I had pulled out the 3 gambling ones, the 3 game ones,
Uh-huh.
I know none of these are about that.
That's
I
true.
might have put that there anyway. Because I know what the rest of these are kind of about.
Yeah, arguably, like, Akane Banashi is about, like, competition.
But it's not
in the same way.
Arguably, Dungeon Crawler Carl is a game.
Right.
So that one I might have put here.
Right.
If I hadn't have identified this as gambling specifically, I might have put Dungeon Crawler Carl here because it is a game.
Yeah.
It's not a gambling game. It's a different kind of game, but...
So what are your thoughts? You were able to get 2 of them pretty quickly.
Yes. Kaiju was very obvious. That was a very good yellow.
Yeah. Woo.
This one was... not as hard because I know you, and, like, these are all things you really like. These are the main plots of these books.
Yeah.
So, like, these would have jumped out to me immediately.
Uh-huh.
This was hard.
Okay.
Like I said, this is tiny.
Yeah.
I don't even think here. Tell me if I'm...
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it at that distance. I am almost certain that you can't see
this.
that.
This is the umbrella we're talking about. This is what he expected me to see.
The special editions have like a much bigger one. I should go get one and show.
Yeah, go get one so we can show our audience what you could have given me. The books on this table I have read include Solace, Akane Banashi, and The Night Circus. And I may or may not have read this Atomic Robo. I don't remember how far I got when I read Atomic Robo.
So here is the special edition Umbrella Academy.
Where the only thing on the cover is the umbrella?
Yeah. I think this would have been much better, but it was hidden behind figures, and I couldn't find it.
I think that would have stood out to me a lot more.
Than this.
Oh, because that's on there too. Oh, there's 2 umbrellas on this cover.
It's part of the logo.
Have you read all of these books?
I'm not
You
sure.
haven't read Solace.
I've read Solace.
You've read Solace?
Yes, I have. I don't know if I've read the Kaiju film because I have a number of books like that. So I'm not sure if I've read that particular one, but literally everything else, yes.
Okay.
All right, round 2, and I will say that this one is 100%. You can do it just looking at the covers.
Oh, wow.
You need to know nothing about any of these books at all.
Okay. Read out the titles.
So we've got The Turn of the Key, Bookshops and Bone Dust, The Library at Mount Char, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, Big Little Lies, Dungeons and Drama, The Memory Box, The 22 Murders of Madison May, Good Girl, Bad Blood, Rat Queens Volume 1, Sass and Sorcery, Lockwood and Company, The Screaming Staircase, The Key and the Flame, Caraval, The Death of Mrs. Westaway, The Starless Sea, and The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. So, initial thoughts. Anything standing out to you?
Keys.
Okay.
And keyholes.
Uh-huh.
And people doing things a lot of times.
All right.
I feel like there's only 3 of those.
Keys and people doing things a lot of times.
There's only 3 multiple things of person's name.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but Mrs. Westaway dies. She just only dies once. Okay. We've talked about this category before.
Uh-huh.
So let's try... Let's try The Death of Mrs. Westaway, The 22 Murders of Madison May, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and The Many Deaths of Lila Starr.
That is correct. Ding, 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 ding.
Deaths of women.
Yeah.
Some of them multiple times.
The deaths or murders of character name.
Okay. Got one. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
How there are a lot of books of those.
And I wanted The Death of Jane Lawrence for that because it was another one that was death. But I found The Death of Mrs. Westaway as a replacement.
Okay, well, let's go with the other one I noticed.
Okay.
Let's see, this has a key.
Mm-hmm.
This has a key. This has a keyhole. It has key in the title.
Uh-huh.
This has a keyhole on it.
Okay.
Keys and keyholes?
Ding 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 ding.
All right.
That was another correct category. I did not rank these.
Oh, okay.
I think I probably would have put The Death of character name as like the yellow.
Yeah.
Because like
we've talked about that.
We've talked about it, and like if you just read out the names, they're the
similar,
exact same format. So
Okay.
we find ourselves in a similar situation. We got the first 2 categories super quick, and now we're not sure.
Okay, this... Okay.
All right.
And.
That is correct.
Okay, don't say anything. I want to see if I can figure out the last category.
That is thing and thing. I was trying to find ones that all use the ampersand, but I didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
So.
Library of Mount Char, Big Little Lies, The Memory Box, and Good Girl, Bad Blood. Big Little Lies is really throwing me.
Okay. What do the other 3 have in common?
They have like the stuff taped on the cover, or like the cover coming apart.
Uh-huh.
This one just has a lollipop exploding.
Okay.
It's like broken things.
That is correct.
On the cover?
Ding, ding, ding.
I saw
Yes.
saw that this was broken.
Yes. So we have the broken headphone. We've got a ripped open box.
Broken lollipop.
Blown up lollipop, and the burnt papers for Library of Mount Char.
Woo! Turns out when you find books really quick, I do good.
Yeah.
The less thought you put into it, the better I look.
Yeah. There's another category that I could almost put together. I need to find one more book. So
okay.
We'll probably try again soon.
I have read this one, 22 Murders of Madison May. Really liked it.
Okay.
7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I like this one except the ending.
Mm-hmm.
I read Dungeons and Drama.
Okay.
And I read Big Little Lies.
Okay.
How about you?
I've read The 22 Murders of Madison May, The Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, The Starless Sea, The Turn of the Key, Bookshops and Bone Dust, Rat Queen, Sass and Sorcery, Lockwood and Company.
No, you haven't read that one.
I can't remember. Is Good Girl, Bad Blood?
That's the third one.
That's the third one? I've not read that.
Oh, no, it might be the second one.
I've not read the second either.
It's not the first one.
I've only read the first one. That's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, right?
Yeah, I don't think I have the third one.
So and I've read The Memory Box.
Oh, you read this one.
I read The Memory Box, I read Big Little Lies, and I've read The Library at Mount Char.
Well, aren't you special?
Yes. In that I read an absurd amount of books.
Yes.
So, yeah, but this was one that you didn't have to read them.
You didn't have to know anything.
You didn't have to know anything. You can look at the covers and look at the titles, and you
can figure it out. Yeah.
I do think it's interesting, like the number of things you can do, because it was like pulling from the title, like similar constructions of titles with Death of Mrs. Westaway and something in something. You could do like the iconography that's on there. So I think there's a lot you can do even just from the covers.
Yeah.
So
even just from not having knowledge of the books themselves.
Yeah. So yeah. What'd you think of this round?
It was much easier than the last round because there was not a tiny umbrella that I was supposed to notice.
Listen, it was still there.
This was fun. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thanks so much for checking out our silly little game today. As a reminder, be sure to go check out the companion video over on Traven's page if you want to see the things I picked out for him to solve. Remember to do all the YouTube things, like the video if you did, subscribe to tell YouTube you want to see more of this nonsense, and leave a comment to boost the algorithm and let me know what you thought. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye!